So I recorded this whole video, spent like an hour doing it, had a whole wig try on, and then there was nothing on the SD drive, which is fantastic. Well, the video that I was recording was like super high, happy, woo, and then I sat down to have dinner before doing this again, and then there was like drama. But I guess there was a lot of not good stuff happening. Unpopular opinion, maybe, but like, you know, larger corporations have a tendency to really care a lot more about pleasing the masses. But with smaller businesses, you have a chance to kind of just do what it is that you want to do, the groups that you want to reach, and what your ideal customer looks like. And if you don't like it, then don't buy it. I'm learning a lot about the dangers of making assumptions about people. And I see it a lot when reading comments on Instagram for like bigger people that I'm following, and on YouTube, not from the viewer, you, but from other channels that I follow, is that people will just like automatically assume something about something somebody posted, like as if they know all this information. And then it gets out of control and people are writing really hateful, horrible things. And then somebody does research. There's that one person out there, the very few people that actually do the research, and then they write a comment. They're like, actually, if you go to the website, or you know about like, you know, what you thought was not correct because they actually state it on their biography or what have you. And that is like just a cancer. It's an absolute cancer, and it's sad. And I'm sure it's gotta be really hard to read those things just as a creator, because it's like, even if you know those things aren't true, and you know that somebody's making them up, or just making an assumption based on something you said or did, that it's just, and a lot of times they don't even address it. They just let it go, because it's like, what, you know, do you have the time of day to just sit and respond to every single negative comment? No. Every now and then something happens and you have to address it. There's power in words. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. My second doll that I ever got was Independence in Coco. And one of the things I really loved about Smart Doll getting into it was all the diversity. I thought that was so great, and all the representation. That is still a huge reason for why I love Smart Doll as much as I do, because it is like just the coolest freaking thing in the world. And so getting Indy was an amazing experience, and being able to take photos of her and seeing just how incredibly beautiful every photo I took of her just was. And she became my model. Like, she was like the it girl when it came to photos. And out of all the skin tones that I have, Coco is my most prevalent, not by like a huge number. I have 4 Coco dolls, and I'm hoping to add a 5th. I don't have bodies for all of them. Some of them are floating heads, but I am looking at getting a 5th in the near future. So this is my Coco video. This is my Yay Celebrate Coco. It's Pride Month. Just like with Pride, Pride is a great month to celebrate, but let's celebrate all the time. Diversity is beautiful. Differences are beautiful. Love people. So I wanted to do this video for a number of reasons. First, I want to introduce all of my Coco dolls. I'll be inserting some photos so you can meet all of them. My first doll was Independence in Coco, who I call Indie Girl. She was my first. My second Coco doll was Artistry. It was my first custom doll that I kept for myself. She is a customized multiverse Chi. And my third Coco doll was Fortitude semi-real. Her name is Tenacity, Tenna. I love her. Arguably favor her more than most of my dolls. She gets taken out for photos a lot, and just, yeah, I love her. She makes me very, very happy. And introducing my newest doll. Oh wait, I interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. I have gotten to do a lot of custom Coco heads, not nearly enough. I would like more, but for those of you who have requested or purchased custom Coco heads from me or any of the other artists in the community, heck yes to you. And so I got to do a special project with a good friend, content creator channel, Daniel and Chris, with Leisure of Dolls. Little Mermaid came out, featuring live action for the first time and a black Ariel, which is fantastic. So they came to me, said that they were going to be doing a project doing scenic design, costuming, and wigs in honor and celebration of the movie. And so they asked if I would do a custom Coco head, and I did, and it was very fun. I got to do semi-real, and I ended up using the Playline dolls that came out as an example. I love how she turned out. So I was gonna go ahead and insert some video and photos of the amazing work that they did in case you do not follow them on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you again, Chris and Daniel, for letting me be a part of the project. I always enjoy working with you both. I think you are insanely talented. I would love to come to Dallas and be a fly on your wall. And they're previewing some new wigs coming, so be on the lookout for that. I am insanely excited that we're getting some of the Merlot wine red wigs. So that being said, I'm introducing a new girl. A year ago, I purchased a Coco Cause head from Miss Kitty Blue. Thank you, Kitty, for letting me do that. And then I wanted to make anime Coco Fortitude, which never became a thing. And it's not for lack of trying. I was told by a friend who had a conversation with Danny that they tried, they gave it a real go, but it just was really difficult to get it the way that they wanted it to look, which is why this is my theory, and I could be absolutely just off my rocker for this. Semi-real Fortitude in Coco had like a solid eye makeup. It was like a light gray, and it's just solidly colored in. It's not translucent or transparent. If you look at Anime Fortitude in Tea and Cinnamon, you can tell that the eye makeup has some transparency. It's very light. And because they're using paint, that might be a very, very difficult effect to get with Coco. So that's just my guess. So I was like, well, because I use pencil and pastel, I can definitely get the effect that is needed for that. So that was the goal, is to do that. That was the goal, to do that. How many times can I say that? And y'all know that I'm extremely picky about things I keep for myself. I've already redone Artie 2 different times, 3 different times, and I love work that I do, but it's like if I look at it too long, I just see the flaws. So it was really important for me to do this project for myself, because I know that there are other artists out there that would nail this look 100% better than I could. But I need to work on loving the work that I do for myself and keep it, instead of being so awful about it all the time. So I was like, I'm gonna give it my best go and see what happens. First attempt wasn't great. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Here's the footage talking about that. So I spent probably 12 hours this weekend working on Anime 40, which it's not that I don't think I did a good job, but I know, as soon as you say but, it negates everything that you just said. Fortitude's my first doll. I identify very strongly with her. I have more of her in my collection than any other doll. And I told myself a year ago that I was going to do this. And I felt like I was at the point where I could do this project successfully. And while I don't think I necessarily drew it wrong. Like, I feel like proportionately it's accurate. The colors I was struggling with, I was struggling to either do a darker brown, because it's like the way for a lot of the anime dolls that I've gone in and looked at, and I'll insert some photos here, is it's like black makeup for the eyeliner, which is standard for all the skin tones, and then usually like a dark brown, and then there's a pop of highlight for the color. I wanted to make her for my own collection, but in having a doll that fits into my personal collection, that also means I'm going to be super hyper critical, because I know my art, I know my work, and I want it to be something that I look at and I don't see all the flaws, which I know it's probably impossible. So yeah, I didn't want this to be like a pop of teal or something that just is more suitable for me, but just trying to get in the mindset of, you know, if she were to come to fruition in Coco, what would she look like? So I want her to be a thing. I want her to like actually be something that I buy from Culture Japan. But I feel like for me to feel, I feel as though the chances of that are very low. So I'm probably gonna redo her. But I'm not in the mindset to redo her right now. And I think I'm just gonna sit on it for a while and enjoy her for now. I did too many layers of MSC, which I know sometimes, you know, you feel like, can you do too many layers? Yes, you can, because it kind of starts to look powdery, and I don't want that to take away from the beautiful Coco skin tone. Yeah. There's just some things that I should have done that I'll do with the second application. I plan on buying, like doing more customs for myself in the future, but I'm just really struggling to like my own work. Like, I like it, but I don't want to own it. Does that make sense? I like it, but I don't want it to keep it. But I do want to keep it because I feel like I deserve to keep something that I made, but not to be super hypercritical, because I'm not hypercritical about other people's works, like that I've custom ordered. So what is my deal? What is my deal? Somebody explain this madness to me. Wow. And I actually went and purchased a couple of things that I thought would help facilitate the process. The first thing was I got into pan pastels. Thank you all so much for commenting and providing advice for what to buy. I had a very expensive set of pastels that I got on Amazon, but they just weren't as pigmented as I wanted them to be, and they were very streaky. These are incredibly soft, and the tiniest bit goes the longest way, like the tiniest bit. So you really get your money's worth out of these. And I think I spent $40 for the whole set, which is super affordable. There's 12 different colors, and they mix and blend just superbly. I also went to an art store in town called Jerry's Artorama, and they sell individual colored pencils. And I realized when doing my first face up that the brown wasn't the color that I needed. And so I went and bought not only the correct color of browns, but I got a bunch of other colors that I wouldn't have been able to get otherwise. And that was really fun and exciting. And I feel like there's just gonna be way more opportunities to create beautiful things with the new colored pencils. So second attempt took me probably 5 hours, which was good. And while there are parts of it that are not completely accurate, this is as good as it's ever gonna get from me personally. As good as it's gonna get for me, and I'm gonna keep her the way she is. I told Ben I'm not allowed to redo her like anytime soon, maybe in a couple of years when I feel like I've grown even more, but for now, no. So let me introduce to you the final version, Coco Anime Fortitude. Enjoy. I don't have a name for her yet, So I need your help with the name. Would really appreciate it. All of my Fortitudes have names that are either a play off of the word fortitude or a synonym of the word fortitude. So 40 is 40. My T anime Fortitude is Fortea. Yeah, very creative, I know. And then my T semi-real Fortitude is Truth. I call her True. And then my Coco semi-real is Tenacity. Tenna for short. So if there's any way that we could even fit in the word Coco into the word, like I'm open, so suggestions would be swell. I chose the ruby pinkish reddish eyes in honor of Ruby, who is one of my absolute favorite anime Coco lovelies, and I chose a gray wig for her, and this wig is by Leisure of Dolls. Yeah, I think it works really well, but I also did a wig try on in the video that didn't save, and I put her in a bunch of different wigs along with Independence with my indie because I thought it would be fun to try some different colors or styles I wouldn't normally pick for some of these girls that I have. And yeah, so she looked really good as a redhead. She looked good in teal. She looked good in a lot of different colors, even yellow. I think just changing out her eye color might be helpful when trying to get a certain hair color to look good. Think of it as shooting my shot. Shooting my shot to make this happen and come to fruition. And I'm really happy with how she came out. I know you guys are like, why aren't you saying that you love her like crazy excited? I'm like, because I still in my mind wish that I could have done it perfectly, but I know that it's just, that's a lot. So I'm happy with her and I love her, and she's gonna be, it's not that I don't love her, it's just not, I know my typical reaction. So she's gonna be a part of my collection now. And yeah, what do you think? What do you think of seeing her in anime style? Do you feel like you wish that she was a real deal? Would you have done it differently? What do you think would have looked really good with anime Fortitude? Maybe a different color, accent color, maybe a different eye. Let me know your thoughts. I also was gonna bring in Indy. She's on a bust right now, which is, I love being able to do this for floating heads. Indy is sharing a body with my anime Fortitude right now, but Kyle, Otaku Sensei K, put his Kia, who is his Independence Coco, in this absolutely, in like a red wig, and I went, oh my god, why did I never think to put her in a red wig? So I had to put her in a red wig. I am so mad at myself. I was like, no, Indy only wears silver and white and purples and teals. I need to stop doing that. I like my girls having certain styles, but sometimes I just want them to do whatever the heck I feel like, okay? I feel like I'm limiting them way too much, and that I could be exploring other styles that really, really suit them. I cannot get over how freaking insanely good she looks in red, and how I never thought of that, ever. I didn't. That's why it's really fun to follow other creators, and especially ones who are super fashionable and know how to style their girls, because I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. Kyle, you ruined me in the best way possible. Thank you, my love. Sorry I didn't get to do a wig try on. Sorry that the conversation had to go in a, TED Talky bleh kind of way, but I don't want to shy away from stuff like that. I feel like I get so anxious about having difficult conversations with people, and I need to get over it, because you know what? Life's too short, and not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna agree with you, and it's gonna suck, and it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. I am sure that it hurts every time you have to read a nasty comment. Because I know I get hurt very easily when I read negative things about myself too. It's just how I am. But I'm trying to be better about it. And I feel like just talking about this in a way helps me grow. Helps me maybe care a little less. So thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing a lot of you at BJDC next weekend. I'm very excited about that. I'll have a video up and ready to go that is not going to be related to BJDC. It's a different video entirely. So I look forward to having lots of hugs and fun with you guys next week. I need some Dolly love in my life right now so badly. So I love you all very, very much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I will see you when I see you. Peace out, my bean sprouts. Bye.